In response to Venezuela's government and a faction of its opposition formally agreeing to work together to reach a series of basic conditions for the next presidential election, the US has agreed to temporarily suspend some sanctions on the country's oil, gas and gold sectors.
Right, and this move will also pave the way for banned opponents of President Maduro to compete in next year's election. The US Treasury has issued general licenses authorizing transactions involving Venezuela's oil and gas sector as well as the gold sector, as well as also removing the ban on secondary trading. This, however, can be amended or revoked at any time if the electoral deal falls through.
Now, the move marks a significant step in the Biden administration's steady shift towards increased engagement with Venezuela. This also moves away from former US President Donald Trump's maximum pressure campaign against the socialist-governed OPEC member state. During his tenure, the US government ceased recognizing Maduro as Venezuela's legitimate president in January 2019.
The United States has limited economic engagement with Venezuela because of extensive US sanctions that have been imposed upon the Maduro regime for its extensive corruption, economic mismanagement and violation of international norms. The Biden administration initially maintained a similar policy. However, US officials held direct talks with Maduro back in March and in June 2022 that led to a policy shift.
Now, this was sparked by Russia's war on Ukraine. In July 2022, the Biden administration had announced an extension of temporary protected status for Venezuelans to March 10, 2024. In November 2022, the Biden administration issued a license to allow Chevron to resume some operations in Venezuela. Agreement between President Nicolas Maduro's administration and US-backed faction of the opposition came just days before the opposition holds a primary to pick its candidate for the 2024 presidential election.
Now, according to the head of the government delegation, Jorge Rodriguez, the latest agreement is the first step in a much broader agreement here, while the opposition representative Gerardo Blade called the agreement a solid step forward.
Hoy firmamos un importante acuerdo.
Today we are signing an important agreement that paves the way for us to regain our confidence in the vote. An agreement that guarantees that our candidates' internal selection processes will be respected and is particularly relevant to the primaries next Sunday, 22nd in Venezuela. 2. A route for those disqualified in political parties to regain their rights swiftly.
Relevante la fecha de hoy ante el evento de primarias del próximo domingo 22 en Venezuela.